Hi, I'm Annie of ByAnnie.com and Patterns by Annie. Thank you so much for joining us for week number 4 of Season 2 of Live with Annie. We really love having this time each week to interact with you. And whether you've been here with us for all 56 episodes to date, or this is your first time watching a Live with Annie, welcome and thank you. We know that there are lots of ways you can spend your time, and we really appreciate that you make time to join us. Last week, we shared ideas for 6 ByAnnie patterns you can make to organize and store sewing supplies and tools, from scissors and stilettos to rulers and mats. If you missed it or want to watch it again, remember that you can find all the previous episodes of Live with Annie on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, or at ByAnnie.com/live. We'll put up the links to make them easy for you to find. To thank everyone for joining us, we had a fun giveaway, which included our Running with Scissors pattern, which includes a coupon to get the add-on video free, a 1-yard package of Soft and Stable, and the zippers for the project, 2 30-inch double slide zippers and 1 40-inch double slide zipper. Carolina Logfriend was the lucky winner of that kit. We can't wait to see what you make, Carolina, so please share pictures. Today we are going to continue our series of ByAnnie projects you can make to organize and store sewing supplies and tools, with ideas for smaller projects to organize pins, needles, threads, and more. Remember to post any questions you might have as we go. If Trevor and Leslie can't answer them, Trevor will add them to my list and I'll do my best to answer them toward the end of the program. I'm going to grab a quick drink of water before we get into these. Got all my bottles stacked up here. All right, let's start first with In Control. This is one of my very favorite organizational bags, and we have one of these next to every sewing machine, both at home and in our warehouse sewing studio. They're also great on a desk or a coffee table. You can see I had a book stuck in here, so it would be great to put your remote controls and stuff in on the coffee table. What I love about this little organizer is it's small, but it's mighty. So it has slip pockets and a zippered pocket on all the sides. So the front pocket is divided into 2 uneven sections, the back pocket into 2 even sections. There's a slip pocket on this end and another zippered pocket on this side. But one of my very favorite parts are these bellowed dividers that are on the inside. And these will expand to hold large items. So as you can see, I can put a cup right into one of those sections and it holds it perfectly and it's not going to fall over. The outer edges of the Caddy are bound to finish them. That also gives a really sturdy structure to the Caddy, so it really stands up and holds its shape. I also use the binding to create little grab handles on each end. They're a perfect place to store wonder clips or a ring of zipper pulls. They also make it easy to move it around on the table. Then they also have really comfy little padded handles that make it really easy to carry it. And because these are attached using rectangle rings, which are attached to the handle tabs, it enables them to fall flat against the Caddy when you're not carrying it. So in the bottom of the Caddy, we cut a little base stabilizer. And we don't have a ByAnnie stabilizer for this bag, so we just cut one out of corrugated plastic or foam board and fit it into a fabric sleeve to go in the bottom. That gives you a really sturdy base for anything that you want to carry in your Caddy. So again, as I said, I have one of these next to every sewing machine, and I can put my stiletto, snippers, chalk markers, bodkin, rotary cutters, circle rulers, oiler, everything in there that I might need when I'm working at my machine. I wanted to show you that even though the catch-all Caddy is a lot larger, we made sure to make pockets big enough that even at something as big as our 6.5-inch circle rulers will fit into the dividers. All right, so that is In Control. Next one I want to show with you is In Control's big sister, which is Catch-all Caddy. This one I've got packed with everything that I need ready to sew. So this has all the very same features as in Control, but a bit bigger footprint, so it has more pockets and more dividers. Just like in Control, I have one of these on every work table. I have one at my desk. I have one in my bathroom, and it's one of my go-to patterns for special gifts. It has so much space for storing and organizing small items. And just like I showed you with In Control, it's really nice to use these padded dividers on the inside to put in a little cup or a plastic container to hold all your little things like seam rippers, glue sticks, markers, your oiler. You can put those in there, and because the dividers aren't sewn in at the bottom, they'll expand so that it holds it beautifully, and it goes all the way down, but you're not going to lose all those small items in the bottom of your caddy. The thing that I have learned is that I have to organize each caddy in each location the same way. That way I always know right where to look for the tool that I need. So my bodkin's always here. My chalk markers are always in the middle, and my scissors are always on the back. So if you've got more than one of these, that's a recommendation that I would have, is try and be organized to save yourself some time and effort there. All right, the next project that I want to show you is this one, which is called Needle Case and Wool Pincushion. Every sewist uses needles, hand needles, machine needles, and storing those can sometimes be problematic. Their size makes them easy to misplace, so it's really nice if you have a dedicated spot to store them. So Needle Case and Wool Pincushion is one of my very favorite patterns, and this pattern includes instructions for 3 different projects as well as a bunch of extras, so it's really a great little pattern. So first, it includes instructions for this handy little case that has pockets for packaged needles, which you can put in here. I might have some actual packages of needles in this one. Yes, so it's made out of vinyl. It's got pockets on top, so you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10 packages of needles and still have room behind that for other needles. And you can put needles also on these little wool pages that are inside. So we've made labels for these, and I've got labels in here for machine needles, and then at the back I have hand needles. So you've got a place to put all of those. And we shared tips for printing these labels on the twill tape in week 9 of season 1. So if you want some help for doing that, be sure and check out that episode. Sometimes I want to change a needle, but it's not used so much that I need to throw it away, and I don't really want to put it back in the package with the virgin needles. So I like to use my needle case to do that. So the needles can go in there, and then I take a flower head pin and put it in the place for the needle that is in my machine. So it's always easy to know exactly which needle is in the machine. Also included in this pattern are instructions about how you felt the wool, and there's also some really awesome charts that are included in the pattern. So these charts have a ton of information about hand needles, machine needles. So here it says matching the hand needle to the thread, and it goes through all the different sizes, what size thread they work with. More information about different types of hand needles and how you use them, the sizes they come in, and then this sheet talks all about machine needles, all the different types, ways to use them, some tips for machine stitching, and a whole discussion on what the numbers and letters means. So really helpful little reference guides, and I suggest that you take these out of the pattern, copy them onto cardstock, and laminate them so you can keep them in your needle case for a really handy reference. Then there's also in the pattern instructions for a handy little needle case. And just like the big one, it has a wool felt page on the inside that you can use to hold your needles, and then it's got a pocket on one side. So this makes a really great gift. You can put a few needles, a little spool of thread, a card of buttons in there. It would be a great gift for anybody who needs to repair a hem or sew on a button. The last thing that the pattern includes, which is one of my very favorite items, is instructions to make these awesome wool pin cushions. And I always have a couple of these on my work table, more by my machine, one by my ironing board. They're really easy to make, and you're going to love how the wool really lubricates your pins. It just makes them slide in and out like butter. So this is one of my very favorite things, and these also make awesome gifts. So again, that pattern is called Needle Case and Wool Pincushion, and it closes with a little elasticized loop, and you can put a fun button on front to do that. We did on this one a double button on here. This is a button that I made using Fimo clay, made it to look like a spool of thread, so lots of fun that you can have with those. All right, a good companion to the needle case is this pattern, which is called Thread Dispenser and Sewing Case. So this pattern has, again, more than one project. And the first one is this large case that has zippered pockets all the way down. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 small pockets and then a big pocket at the bottom. These 4 pockets are designed to hold spools of thread. The larger pocket at the bottom is great for your scissors, rulers, rotary cutters, needle threader, any of those type things. One thing that's really nice about this pattern is we designed it to have a little strip of ultra suede between the zipper and the vinyl on these pockets. That enables you to thread a needle with your spool of thread and bring it through the strip of ultra suede, and then you can pull your thread out without and thread your needle without having to open the pocket. So you can just leave your thread in there and use it that way. So in addition to this big case, the pattern includes 2 small cases. I'm going to show you those here. So these are great for, you know, when you just need a little bit. I always use one of these. I put my thread, needle, thimbles, and a small pair of scissors in it, so I have a little portable binding kit. I take that when I travel or even when I'm just working downstairs. So there's 2 different styles. This one has just a fold in the middle, so it folds up nice and flat. This one has a little bit of extra space at the bottom, so it will stand up on its own. So that's the 2 small needle cases and the bigger one. And again, it's made to open out to a big size, but then when you're done, you fold it up and you secure it with a little elasticized loop on the front. So that's on the large one. On the small ones, we just have a little bit of hook and loop tape that closes it. This morning I received a really fun email from our friend Åsa at Quilt Passion in Sweden, and Jake's going to put up a picture of what she sent. She uses a thread dispenser to hold spools of thread, and I noticed that the bottom pocket is really perfect for a bobbin saver with matching bobbins. But she also said a customer gave us the idea to make some thread dispensers for zippers by the yard, and it works great. And I agree, that is really a great way to store your zipper stash. You can put your leftover zipper tape and your slides all together in that bag. And I really love how they color-coded the pockets using zippers and mesh to designate what goes into the pocket. So that was a really great idea, and thank you, Åsa, for sharing that with us. All right, time for another drink. The next project I want to show you is a great little project for needleworkers, and it's called Case in Point. So I designed this bag primarily to store and organize knitting needles or crochet hooks and supplies. And it's got a zippered pocket in front, a slip pocket, a taller slip pocket in the back, so it's a great place to put your pattern or whatever. And then inside we've got lots of pockets as well as our balls of yarn. So we've got vinyl pockets that you can add here so that you've got your needles all designated. So I've got knitting needles in one side, crochet hooks in the other side, and the pattern tells you how to divide them out to get them all in there. You're also going to find conversion charts for knitting needles and crochet hooks, along with printable labels that you can put into these little vinyl pockets on our website. It's just a PDF file that you can print out, and it's got knitting needles regular crochet hooks, steel crochet hooks, and all the little labels for them. When you get ready to print those, I recommend printing them on heavy paper like a cardstock, and then it's helpful to have a pair of hemostats to help put them in, or if you ever have to take them out, these work really well to take them out. If you're not using knitting needles or crochet hooks that you want all those divisions for, you can just skip them and just have a single pocket across the front or back, or put 1 or 2 divisions in, whatever works for what you're wanting to carry. There's also a removable pocket page on the inside. Boy, that's noisy. It has 2 zippered vinyl pockets and then 2 slip mesh pockets, which can also be divided in half, so you could have up to 4 mesh pockets. So these are really great places to hold your cable needles, scissors, your pattern, project pieces, depending on what you're using it for. I know Tula Pink uses these for her EPP projects, and it's great for that. So one thing that I especially love about this bag is that when I'm ready to use it, I can zip it up part way on each side, but all of the pockets are accessible looking at it from the top, so I can reach in and get a different needle. If I want to get a different needle, all my zippered pockets open at the top, so I can get them, and then I can take my ball of yarn and put it in the middle between those and have it pull out, and it's not rolling around on the floor. So again, it's perfect for knitting, crochet, but lots of other projects too. And that again is called Case in Point. And actually someone the other day suggested it as a Bible carrier, which is why I had this little book out, because you can also put your book right in the middle. So if you're looking for a bag to take your Bible to church and have lots of other things too, Case in Point might be a really good one to take a look at. All right, so that is Case in Point. The next one I want to talk about is called Applique to Go. And this is a handy little project for organizing an applique project, a hand embroidery project, or even a piecing project. And this pattern includes, again, instructions for 3 different projects. So first of all, we have this handy little case that's designed to carry threads. And I have put in here 2 of the bobbin savers with pre-wound bobbins on them. So you can hold up to 72 colors of thread in here. And we've got vinyl pockets on here, so they're really easy to see. And what I especially love about these is that inside the bobbin saver, I can put in my little dome needle case. So if you're doing applique, you know you like to change your thread color a lot, and it's a pain to have to thread a new needle every time. So if you've got one of these in each of your bobbin savers, you can have up to 20 threaded needles handy and ready to go. So if you haven't seen our demonstration for these, let me show you how they work. They're really fabulous. So the case has a lid which you can take off and put underneath or just set it aside. And then it's got spaces inside for 10 threaded needles. And so when you're ready to use a needle, you just pull it out and you've got your thread out there ready to go. When you're done with it, you slide it back into one of the open slots. Here, we've got an open one here. And then you take the thread and put it down into the slot that's in the side of the case. And then you just wind it up. And all your thread goes on the inside there, and you don't have it getting tangled with the others. And when you're ready to take out another one, you just pull it out and you're ready to go. I'm going to pull this one out too and get that cleaned up. So my threads are getting tangled here. So we're going to wind it around to where the slot is. I went a little bit far. That's probably what I did wrong. And then wind it up, and our thread's all ready to go. So that again is our Applique to Go thread case. I'm just making a mess here today. I'm going to put this one in here. I think the secret on this is to put your needle really close to that slot so that your thread is pretty tight when you wind it up. There we go. All right, and what did I do with the lid? I put it underneath, so remember where you put it. And then again, it fits right in the middle of that bobbin saver, so handy storage for lots of colors of thread and lots of threaded needles. The other really nice things that come in this pattern is a little scissors case that holds your really sharp little applique scissors, so you can wear that around your neck and not be impaling yourself with the scissors, and then a handy project roll. And this is especially nice for people who applique or do embroidery, because you can take your block as you're working on it and have a nice flat place to keep it flat, keep it from getting wrinkled, keep all your little pieces in there, and then it just rolls up and keeps it looking nice. This is a roll or a cover that's designed to go around a cardboard mailing tube, and you can just pull the end off the tube, and inside it you can keep your larger items like your thread, your glue basted, your extra fabric pieces, your pattern, all those types of things, scissors, all of those will fit in there. So again, that is called Applique to Go. And that is 6 fun little patterns, quick and easy to make, that you can use to organize your sewing and crafting tools and supplies. So that was a really quick and easy demonstration today. Didn't take very long at all. As always, please remember to ask for these patterns and supplies at your local quilt shop. If they don't have them, they can certainly get them either from us or from your favorite distributor. Local quilt shops are really the lifeblood of your sewing community, and we all need to do everything we can to keep them strong and in business. And of course, if you don't have a local quilt shop, you can always find them at ByAnnie.com. Doesn't look like we have any questions posted, so let's move on to some announcements about our local quilt shop contest. As we said earlier, we always encourage you to first support your local quilt shop, because keeping shops strong and vibrant is so important to all of us. And we are especially excited today to have our 5th annual local quilt shop contest underway. We launched this contest last Saturday, which was Local Quilt Shop Day, and voting is going to go all the way through the end of February. And during this contest, we encourage makers to vote for their favorite shop and share a little bit about what makes them special. I have to tell you, we have been completely blown away by the response to the contest already. In just the first day of voting, 450 local quilt shops around the world received over 2,600 votes. That's just 3 less than was received during the entire contest in 2018. If that rate of voting continues throughout the contest, we'd reach almost 100,000 votes, which would be a really amazing way to recognize all the hardworking quilt shop owners and their staff around the world. So we really hope that you will help us get the word out about the contest. The first way you can do that is by reminding your local quilt shop to visit our new contest webpage to verify their shop. This is going to ensure that their store information appears correctly and that voters can vote for the right store. And to verify, all they need to do is go to lqscontest.com, and over on the right, they're going to see a link that says Verify Shop. They'll click on that link and there will be a form that they can fill out. All shops who verify by February 1st are going to receive a special marketing pack from us that includes a fun little pyramid, which I forgot to put on my table, but these fun little pyramids that they can print out, or they're already printed for them, but they can make them to display in the store. And what's fun about these is they have little QR codes on them that you can scan and you can vote right then and there. Also, any shops in the U.S. who verify by February 1st are also going to receive some other fun goodies from us, so it's definitely worth their time to do that. Another really great way that you can help spread the word is to send, or help your favorite shop send, a press release to your local newspaper or radio station. And to make it easy for you or the local quilt shop, we have prepared a press release template that can be edited to feature your local quilt shop's name and information. And if you just send that to your local news organizations, you can watch the votes pour in. We sent out some press releases to an assortment of newspapers around the country, and we were really excited to see this article about Interquilton in Michigan in the Traverse City Record Eagle. Interquilton placed 63rd in our contest last year with 50 votes, And when I checked a couple days ago, they already had 49 votes, putting them in 22nd place in this year's contest. And it was only day 4 of the contest. So they're going to well exceed the number of votes they got last year. We really loved reading about the store and learning about the second annual mini quilt challenge that the shop owner Tani Young is sponsoring. In her challenge, customers can either pick up or be sent a bag that contains a random piece of fabric that they'll use to create a quilt block with finished edges. You can read about the contest and the whole story about Interquiltin on our local quilt shop page. To find that, just scroll down on the right side of the page to the section that says In the News, and we've got that press release or newspaper article there. We would really love to see a lot more articles there, so if your local newspaper does publish an article, please be sure to share it with us. I'm thirsty. So not only do shop owners get to bask in the glory of their customers' comments, but thanks to our amazing sponsors, they are also competing for some really awesome prizes. And in addition to ByAnnie, sponsors for the contest include the Jaftex Corporation, H&H Americas, HQW Distributors, and as of today, our good friends at Shannon Fabrics. And you're going to find a lot more information about all of that, including details of all the prizes, at our website, lqscontest.com. But I want to take a little bit of time to tell you more about the sponsors and what each winner is going to receive. I'm going to split this up and talk about one sponsor and their prizes each week throughout the contest. So we're going to start today by talking about ByAnnie and what we are doing. As I said, we are so pleased to be hosting this contest for the 5th consecutive year. It really is one of our favorite events of the year. And we know that store owners have dealt with a lot over the past couple of years, and we really want to recognize and support all of their efforts. So our contribution to the contest this year is bigger than better than ever. In addition to promotional support and supplies and mid-contest prizes that we'll be announcing throughout the contest, this year we are offering a grand prize and 4 runner-up prizes. So the grand prize winner is going to receive $800 in store credit to use at ByAnnie.com, a free ByAnnie trunk show with 12 models and 6 patterns for each model, plus free shipping, which is at least a $600 value, and something that's new this year, a special local quilt shop marketing and radio package with a $1,000 value. The 4 runner-up winners will each receive $500 in store credit to use at ByAnnie.com, a free ByAnnie trunk show with 6 models and 6 patterns for each model, plus free shipping, and a special local quilt shop marketing and radio package with a $500 value. So there's going to be some great prizes, and we'll tell you more about the others as we go through the contest. But we have been so thrilled with the support already shown to local quilt shops in this year's contest. Voting has been open for just 4 days, and when I checked at 9 a.m. this morning, we had already received 5,777 votes for 880 stores in 7 countries. So we thought it would be fun today to recognize the top 3 stores on the leaderboard as of yesterday at about 6 p.m. The one thing that I want to remind you is that positions change rapidly, so the leaderboard already looks very different this morning. But as of yesterday at 6 p.m., in 3rd place with 125 votes was the Quilted Cow in Branson, Missouri. The Quilted Cow was our 1st place winner last year, so it's no surprise to see them high up on the leaderboard. One voter, Lisa, told us they have a great variety and their customer service is amazing. And Vicky's vote reinforced this when she said, I went to the store with a scrap of fabric and asked them to help me build a quilt kit around it. They went right to work and I had a full kit in about 30 minutes. In 2nd place, with 178 votes, was Bits and Pieces Quilt Shop in Pelham, New Hampshire. Their voters raved about the genuine kindness that Liz and her team offer in every visit. Renee shared this beautiful example. My house burnt to the ground, and Liz, the owner, heard me talking about it. She came out of her office and told her employee to get me everything I needed. She completely set me up with everything from a spool of thread all the way to a beautiful sewing machine. The kindness doesn't stop there either. They ask you how you've been and if you're okay. When my mother passed, they sent me a card. It's just an amazing place. It's a family, then it's a quilt shop. That's such a heartwarming story, isn't it? All right, and on day 4 in the 5th annual local quilt shop contest, in first place with 269 votes was Beach Time Fabric and Crafts in Ocean Shores, Washington. In all 4 years of our contest, we have never had any winners in the Pacific Northwest, but this might be the year because when I checked today, they are still in first place. And over, customers recognize the kindness and friendliness of the owners. Rachel summed it all up by saying, "In our town, walking into Beach Time Fabric and Crafts makes you feel like family. The owners, Chuck and Gail Anderson, are incredibly kind and knowledgeable. Not to mention they have a great sense of humor. They find joy in creating community and helping others create works of art. As a beginning quilter, I have felt so welcomed and encouraged. I cannot imagine a quilt store being more successful in bringing people together." We loved reading all those comments, and that truly is the essence to me of what a local quilt shop is, bringing people together and forming a community. So we are going to have a special prize going out to these 3 shops to congratulate them on their success in the contest so far, and we'll be getting that out in the next day or 2. But it has been really fun to follow the leaderboard, watch how the votes pour in each day and see how quickly it changes. And reading the comments just warms my heart. So we hope that you'll enjoy looking at those too. There are so many amazing quilt shops in this world, and we really congratulate each and every shop who has received votes. You are all winners in my book. All right, if you haven't already done so, be sure to vote soon for your favorite local quilt shop and spread the word. So help them win prizes and share your love with them. And we really thank you for your help doing that, because together we can really help ensure that local quilt shops continue to be centers for inspiration, enriching our local economies. We also want to thank you all for joining us this week. And to show our thanks, we have 2 fun giveaways. So we are going to pick 2 winners today, each of which is going to win their choice of either the In Control pattern or the Catch-All Caddy 2.0 pattern. And again, each of these patterns includes a coupon to get the add-on video for it free. Each winner is also going to receive a half-yard package of Soft and Stable and a 24-inch single slide handbag zipper, which is enough to make either caddy. And as always, remember that Soft and Stable comes in black or in white. 24-inch zippers come in 48 fun colors. So if you've got a preference, be sure to let Trevor know when he reaches out to let you know that you've won. And here's what you need to do to win. First, remember that you need to do this on Facebook. We haven't figured out how to make it work on YouTube. So the first thing that we ask you to do is leave a comment. And this can be anything. Tell me how beautiful I look today. Or tell me which of the patterns we showcased today you'd like to make first. Will you use fabrics that you have on hand, or will you go shopping for the perfect new fabric? Tell us how you organize your tools. If you have any additional tips for organizing your sewing space, we'd love to hear those. And we always enjoy hearing your ideas for new patterns or other sewing tips. The second thing that we ask you to do is tag a friend, because we really want to spread the word about our weekly Facebook Lives. So if you know someone who you think would enjoy them, please tag them. And to do that, just type the @ symbol, follow that by their name that they use on Facebook. Their picture and name will pop up so you can make sure you've got the right person. If you do, click on that, type in your comment, and then click Submit. We are going to pick winners from comments made by midnight Mountain Time tonight. So gosh, you've got about 9.5 more hours to watch and comment. And then finally, remember to check your Facebook messages, because Trevor will notify our winners and ask them to email their shipping addresses. And again, if you're the winner, you can let him know then what color of soft and stable and zipper you prefer. All right, thank you again to everyone who joined us today. We are going to be back next week at 2 p.m. Mountain Time with a really fun episode of Live with Annie, in which we will wrap up our organizing theme with tips and tricks for organizing fabrics and projects. We are going to share tips for folding, as well as some more ByAnnie patterns for storage, and we're even going to take a quick tour of the ByAnnie fabric library here at the warehouse. We've got some really good tips to share, so be sure to join us then. And until then, happy stitching!